Welcome, everybody, to Generation Dan, the only podcast with, yeah, you can quit baseball again, you fucking failure. I made myself laugh. I'm Atlas Novak. I'm your millennial. Who else is here with me?
I'm Dino the Genetic Marvel, and I have been failing upward for a long time. Oh, Victoria's in the comments. Good afternoon, Victoria.
I mean, like, as a podcast with two men, yeah, that fits, I think. So, yeah, today we're talking about the failed side quests of life, as in the things you started but didn't finish. I feel like that would be a good subject to start on or talk about.
It's so this is the funny thing is that, like, so I've in talking with other people, like, one of the things that I've discovered as a universal truth is that if you start something and suffer through it and then quit halfway through, you've suffered for nothing, right? It's important that you complete things. At the same time, knowing when to step away from things is also a valuable thing. Sometimes you suffer for nothing, right? Like, there's no success to be had and you got to back out. And then it's like you have a perfect
the sunk cost fallacy, basically.
Well, it kind of. So, like, for me, like, I had piano classes for like 3 years and I was mediocre at best. And then I found out that apparently there's a whole ranking system that I was never privy to. And I'm like, oh, there's tests you're supposed to do and everything. I did none of this stuff. And then, I meet Victoria, and Victoria can grab any instrument known to mankind. And suddenly is like, oh, I could just play whatever, and just starts playing stuff. And I'm like, hey, can you do the Mario tune? And she's like, do. I'm like, how did you, witchcraft, and but then, she's very talented musically, right? And it's one of those things where you kind of like, I don't know, it's a hard way to perceive yourself, because the last thing you want to do is think of yourself as a failure, right? That's a horrible internal perspective to have of yourself. But, like, sometimes shit didn't work.
I guess I should say that, like, when we say failed side quest, we don't mean we, the hosts of this podcast, which, by the way, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that stuff, are failures. It's just like not every hobby you pick up, not every story you start writing, show you start writing,
book you start writing,
what
podcast
you start are going to last forever. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. The amount of podcasts I've had that have flopped after.
No, it's not just you. Like, it's a thing where most podcasts don't last longer than 100 episodes. And of the two that I have been involved with, both reached 100 episodes. And in our case, more than twice that.
Yeah.
Which is something to be pretty bad. Need to get back into my hobbies. Yeah,
absolutely. I feel like everyone. So we were talking about this with a couple that was like staring down the face of retirement, and we were talking about how, like, when you retire, it's super important to have hobbies to balance out your schedule and stuff, because work takes up way too much of our lives, right? And creates too much of our identity as well.
Mm-hmm.
So having hobbies, having your own self separate from work and achievements, even still, is a big deal, because, man, I've seen some people who are like heads of industry, then they retire and they're like, you know who I am? You're like, you're nothing. You're just a person now. And they're like, what? And, like, it just blows their mind that you're like, hey man, you always were just a person. That's all we are, right? And even then, we're space dust controlling a bone and muscle mech that who the hell knows happens to, right? Like, it's
so much more metal than we actually are. It's like the Iron Giant and shit.
Oh, I would love. Victoria and I keep on talking about the idea of putting your mind into artificial life or like a robot or something like that, right? Because there's a lot of TV shows about that.
Yeah.
And the one thing I was like, hey, I'm not transferring into something that looks like a human. I'm turning into Optimus Prime. Like I am turning into Unicron. Like I'm going to be a giant robot that destroys things happily. And it's, why would I choose to be like, oh, well, my weak, frail body is failing me. I'm going to become a superpowered robot that can fly. All right? Like,
Generation Dan with Optimus Dino, and he's still talking about how huge he is. So
it makes sense.
Yeah, I think the easiest place to start is way the fuck back when we were kids. When I was a child, I think the easiest place to start would be sports, right?
Ooh, yeah.
All like for when you're a kid, your parents don't really know what kind of kid you're going to be, and they can't just be like, they'll figure it out. You're 4 or 5 or whatever. So they just kind of put you in everything and see what sticks. I'm watching my brother-in-law do that with my nephews right now, and it's very interesting seeing how things pan out or don't pan out. But this being the late 90s, early 2000s, he was a boy. We put him in sports. Basketball, soccer, football, baseball, did all of those. And I didn't really care for it. It was more like, oh, my friends are in the thing. I want to do the thing with my friends. My parents put me into music when I was 5 years old.
Yeah, that's
Victoria, no offense, but that's like the most stereotypical thing that
goes. Yeah, that's fair. Absolutely. It's funny because like, so like as a juxtaposition, my parents had me publicly speaking in front of people by the age of like 7 or 8.
Wow.
Like, so I'm like, all right. And that was the big, being able to critically think and discuss things on it in an open forum, like as a speaker, was like my biggest form of training, the earliest form of training I can remember. Right. It's weird.
That's cool.
It's funny how like a lot of times people are like, oh, just enjoy your youth. You're like, definitely don't do that. Don't enjoy your youth.
How do you enjoy your youth? Hanging out with your friends. And it's like, if all of my friends are in basketball, I'm going to go with my friends where they're playing basketball. That doesn't mean I'm going to be good at basketball, except for that one time in 5th grade where I scored 22 points in one game. And that was the only game that happened in.
Still living off not that high. That's
pretty much, yeah. Well, okay.
21 points in your face, bitch.
Yeah. Well, I remember it so clearly because in the 4th quarter they benched me because they're like, the other team is losing by too much. It's kind of a bummer.
Actually, I have a question for you. Have you ever met anyone that can't ride a bike?
Yeah, Katie can't.
Really?
Yeah.
My mom can't either, and I was like, "How?" Like it's weird stuff like that where I'm just like, "Huh." Like, I don't know. I wonder if it's an access because like there are certain things that all kids should know. Like I still can't throw a ball properly. It's not
me neither.
Like I can throw a football, but I can't throw a baseball fast or anything like that. Like it's just not.
Because I can't get the wrist to snap properly. After puberty, I just was unable to throw a baseball properly.
I never was.
And it kind of turns into a shot put thing, right? Like you're not supposed to do that.
Which I did shot put for a while in high school. Like, it's so weird where I'm just like,
they have you in a singlet too? What other old timey thing do they have you doing?
I'm on the street playing with my circle down the road, just a hoop with a stick.
With my hoop and a stick down a dirt road.
I mean, we did do that with a tire once. We did do that. We had a hill right by our house. When we realized it could hit a car and actually get really bad, we stopped doing that. But
so yeah, every sort of like, what's it called? Sport that I was doing up until like high school was just because my friends were doing it. I was never doing it because I really enjoyed the sport, except for maybe baseball. And I remember 1 year where I was like, good on the team and didn't make the All-Star game and was like really pissed off. Because my friend who like he deserved it, and then there was the other kid who we were about equal, and then the coach said he was more consistent. Fuck you, Coach Cody. He's dead now. But I remember having like a crash at like in Mean Girls where like Regina George tears a room apart because she's pissed off and like
of course
getting the burn book together. One of those at age 10 and being like, I can't even remember this kid's name anymore. the kid who I was so jealous of. So yeah, I just didn't like when I went from elementary school to middle school. None of my friends from elementary school went to the same middle school as me. So I was kind of by myself, and like I was more concerned about how make friends. I forgot how to do that.
Oh, definitely.
The things I was doing in elementary school don't work anymore. What's going on? So I kind of didn't do sports. That's when I got into the theater kid stuff. Was in middle school.
I mean, that's telling. That's where it's like I didn't have many friends, so I went into theater.
Yes, and we did.
And then all sorts of horribleness happened.
No, and I was spelling bee. So I guess you could say that theater is like also a failed side quest, but not really because I leave and come back. I don't know. I'll come back to this. Your turn. What were some of the stuff you did as a kid?
Definitely sports. I was okay. Actually, it's hilarious because like I liked playing volleyball just because I have arms like an octopus, right? So I can reach like even like a few of Asian friends were like, hey, we're gonna go play badminton. Do you want to come? And I'm like, okay. And the funny thing is like I was still fat at the time, but like you couldn't get one by me because I could go this way. And I'm like, it's like because I'm the biggest person there. So I'm covering half of the entire
court.
Court.
Yeah.
Court. And they're like, I'm like, but I'm not hitting that hard or anything. But I'm just like, yeah, but I can reach to a ridiculous distance. So I'm like, if you want, put me in the back, and I'll be like, just in case. But they're like, oh, can you run for stuff? And I'm like,
no.
Who are you asking? That's insane. And then like I would play volleyball. Hello, Megan. And like I played football in high school and college, also was active in theater. I mean, hey, that's right. But it's like I remember playing volleyball, and actually a friend just asked, they're like, hey, we're looking for people to play volleyball on a team. And I'm like, I like playing sports, but I'm like, I don't like the competitiveness of everything because people make really poor decisions, and I don't want to be victim to that because like I'm not good at sports. I'm just large and in the way, which is very useful in a lot of sports. So it's like, I'm not going to be your best scorer, but I'm like, you're not like when I play soccer, I'm great at defense. I'm not running up the field with you though, bro. I'm staying back close to the goalie. Why? Because I'm defense. That's what I do. And I'm like, also, you're not going to get by me because I'll body you. And you're like,
goalie, center in football, offensive lineman. There's a role like that for anything. Catcher.
I was a theater major with theology minor in college, and that's comedy. That's
and then Jim Eaton is just like, we're doing Jesus Christ Superstar and Godspell, and that's it. That's all I'm doing. Oh, and Book of Mormon once that comes out.
Totally fair. But that was but as soon as high school was done, like we would play basketball every once in a while on like a Friday night and stuff. I had friends who were like, hey, do you want to go play some basketball? I'm like, sure. But like sports wasn't really my thing. And I don't know, there's a lot of stuff that I did. But then I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel like there's like, realistically, I have an entire career that I lasted 15 years at. That was technically, I thought it is. Oh, Josephine is amazing. Technically.
Oh, I've heard that. That's a good one.
Yeah. What time is it for you? It's 1:14 for me. It's 10:14 for him.
Best coast, baby.
But yeah, like that's the thing. I think I actually I was talking with a younger friend recently who's having some issues and stuff. And she was like, I don't know what to do with my life. I'm like, yeah, nobody does. Just like now as a 45-year-old, I'm like, oh, anything you think that's real and is going to happen, don't. It's just let life happen. You'll figure it out. Like it's easier to roll with the punches and jump. Keep training yourself to be the best person you possibly can for yourself, and opportunities will arise. You just have to be ready to pounce on them, right? I like this. White Ham 2003. Hello. Hi to you too. That's
I another like good example of this was I did trumpet from 4th through 7th grade. And
that's an annoying it's an annoying musical instrument.
And I kind of hated it.
Yeah.
I kind of hated it. My reason for quitting in 7th grade was my dad likes to tease me with this. And he said it didn't get me any chicks. So says 7th grade Atlas.
Yeah.
He's right. Because but also I think because later in life I picked up guitar and bass guitar, and I liked that a lot more because 99% of the time when you like playing an instrument, it's because you want to play the songs you like.
True.
There are none of those with a trumpet in it. And it's like, why didn't...
See, but also too, like the trumpet's the one with the 3 buttons, right? That right?
So 3, and then it's smaller. It doesn't have the pulley thing that's a trombone.
So like a trombone is like, this is the funny thing is a trumpet is annoying as hell and also an unsung hero in my opinion.
Where's that picture where it's the kid walking down the street?
Yeah.
With the girl, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So whereas like a trombone, you're a jazz guy, which also, you know, you wore a fedora to school and you're like, don't do that. Don't be a fedora
kid.
Yeah. Hey, Megan, we think you're the best too.
Thanks, Megan.
We appreciate your support. But yeah, like there's like also too, I remember like I wanted to play the tuba.
Mm-hmm.
She subbed. Oh, thank you so much. We appreciate it. But it's like, then I went to my dad and I was like, hey, I want to play a musical instrument. He's like, no. I'm like, what? He's like, math, science, that's what you're doing. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I like how your dad but he's learned to code people before there was learn to code people. That's funny.
Yeah. He was so like, it was weird because like we grew up in such a religious household, like all of our spare time and we had to carve out time for religious stuff. Right. So that was so all encompassing, even to the point where I remember talking with a few coworkers when I started working at a bank was they were like, hey, so if it's a question of your work or your religion, I'm like, religion every time. They're like, really? Even to the point where someone's like, okay, well, there's 2 of you. And like, how are you? Like, only one of you can have the day off. I'm like, okay, I quit. This is fine. And they're like, what? I'm like, I quit. This is a job to me. This isn't like, and like they were so baffling of an experience for them that they were just like, why? And I'm like, well, that's my priority is God. And they were like, I'm like, oh, I have these pesky things called principles. They've been a nightmare since the bane of my existence. And I still am angry with my parents for giving me principles and morals. Bastards. I still don't get any chicks. This will be my 65th New Year's without a date. Jesus, come on, Jim. Get on that like old timey. There's got to be like Silver Hinge or something like that, or you know.
If there's a Golden Bachelor, there can be a Silver Hinge. Yeah.
But like podcast. Yes, this is a podcast. Do you like cats or dogs? I have a cat. He has a dog, but he likes all animals. Let's be honest, if times were different, there's a chance that Atlas could have been Ace Ventura when he walks in the room and all the animals come out and he'd be like,
I was him for Halloween one year, actually.
I mean, that makes sense. Grandpa. I mean, I don't have any, not that I know of, but you know, I definitely give grandpa vibes. I spent $400 on dating sites and only fake responses. Jesus. Go out to your local bingo and get a couple broads drunk. See what happens. You'll be fine, Jim. Come on. You got this. You're funny, charismatic.
That your religion is the field side quest.
Well, I'm no longer. But that's the thing is, I'm no longer religious per se.
Yeah.
I'm just burdened with those pesky principles and morals, which
Right.
oof, bane of my existence. Like I like I've always been a believer. Like there's certain things that I'm like I won't bend on.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've never maliciously hurt anyone. It's never a thing, right? And some people I have hurt. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. That was never my intent. How can I fix it? Right? Like, because I'm like, I like to live my life unburdened by the idea that someone's like, oh, you're a fucking asshole. I'm like, bye. If I'm an asshole, it's because I was truthful to you and you didn't like the truth. Oh, sucks to be you. I don't care. It's not a big thing, right? So, but like yeah, it's definitely like career and religion were both massive parts of my universe, and now they're almost non-existent, right? And now I do comedy on the internet, everyone. Hey, yeah. So
That's gold, Jerry. Gold.
It's gold.
I don't know if like being a like lapsed Jehovah's Witness, is that a thing? I've heard of a lapsed Catholic, but
no, there isn't really. So to put into perspective, I'm sure there are people like that, but like it's not a thing. Like in that I'm not built that way, I guess. Like the idea, because even like I've had my family be like, why don't you just come back and not do anything? And I'm like, what kind of person am I that I would do that? Like I like I said, I'm burdened with these pesky principles and morals that it's like, well, if I'm going to do something, then I'm going to do it. If I'm not going to do it, then I'm not going to do it. Right. Like I'm not going to pay lip service for the sake of someone else's happiness. That seems ridiculous to me. Right. Which apparently makes me a bad person and a piece of shit. But I don't think so. That's just my thing. Even J-Date is a ripoff. I mean, technically, isn't it meant to be? Like,
no, like all of the dating apps are owned by Match.com now, so they all use the same algorithm and they all do the same like dopamine hit and like super swipes and stuff like that. So it's all the same shit, unfortunately.
Well, there's I know a couple of people. So I know one person that started dating on like a richer person's version of Tinder, not Tinder, of like
I forgot. I think I know what you're talking about, but I forget the name. Yeah,
they're together. They're happy. We have Victoria. One of Victoria's friends did eHarmony, and apparently that worked out. They have 3 kids. 2 kids, 3 kids. Like quite some time.
This is all within like the last 5 years that Match started buying up all of the dating apps, and it's become like an iHeartRadio thing, where it's just like, okay, if you have a dating app, it's going to get bought by Match, and they'll do the same shitty thing with it. They even had a picture of a woman in my synagogue, and she claims that she was honored a few years ago and isn't active anymore. If they sent me her picture.
Oh, in other words, hey, you know what? hey, don't give her access to your pension, Jim. Okay, she's after it.
Oh my god.
So, I mean, can you imagine how hard that would be? Like later on in life, I think about like I've had somebody was like, oh, they asked, they're like, what if something happened to Victoria? I'm like, oh, never. I'll just hookers and blow until I see the fucking sunset. I'm like, I'm not. This is the horror stories I hear from people, and I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here. Absolutely not. Just
hookers and blow. Okay.
I already lost half my pension with the first girl I went on a date with. I mean, yeah.
I really hope he's joking for a lot of these. In high school, I was in a band called Obvious Plagiarism. If you Google Obvious Plagiarism on YouTube, you can find some of our shows. Awesome. Me with a bowl cut, or not a bowl cut, like that kind of Justin Bieber bang hair with no beard.
As one does.
And yeah, all we did were covers. Obvious Plagiarism.
Perfect.
So I was playing bass and playing rhythm guitar, mostly bass, and doing backup vocals. Except on the Metallica songs. They would have me sing lead on those. Yeah, so was doing that from like freshman year all the way through senior year. And it kind of stopped because I got into comedy in my junior year and was like, that's more important to me. So bye-bye. Not maliciously, of course. I think music was the first thing that I put down, not because I was like, ew, fuck this, but because like I'm more into this other thing.
You saw something shiny and it got your attention.
I guess, but I can't really say that because I've been doing comedy for magnitudes longer than it.
Yeah. But I try and think about it this way is like, do you still think about something fondly? Right?
Yes.
Is that like that's the way I even like because we have a piano upstairs and I think every few days I'm kind of like I should try and play again. And then I'm like, oh, how am I going to do that? Like I don't even remember some of the stuff, but I feel like it would come back to me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just you're like I think it's one of those things where it's a beneficial activity for you. Like playing music is comparable to learning another language with regards to the benefits to your mental health. Learning another language, super beneficial to your existence and your mind powers, right? Hobbies, you can build a lot of skills, weird skills that you wouldn't think were beneficial, but it helps you kind of extrapolate different ways of perceiving things. Do you like football? My favorite team in NFL is the Redskins, Washington Commanders. Do we like football? Well, I mean, I'll watch the Super Bowl. But like it's like I'm like I'll go to an NFL game. I've only been to the Bills game and it was awesome.
Yeah,
I'll go to an NFL game, no questions asked. But like sitting around watching on TV, I'm like, it's something to do. Or we could watch a movie and just drink and eat too. Victoria keeps on convincing me.
I'll get to that. Yeah. But the football, it's not really my sport, and like I know how the game works. You can put me in front of a game like Dino was saying and I'll follow what's going on, but the thing where it's like, okay, this trade happened and this player is injured, I don't give a shit.
I don't care. Just fight. Fight.
Bread and circus is blood sport. Let's do it.
I don't need any history lessons. I'm not betting on this. That's fine.
So yeah, with the music, where I do always remember it fondly. Like every time I put on a band T-shirt, because we would wear other bands T-shirts in our concerts. Every time I put on a band T-shirt, I think about that. And like I remember my guitar teacher. Shout out to Tim. He lives in the mountains now. He's like, he showed me a picture. He's like, "This is my front yard, and it's just an expanse outside of out into nowhere." I'm like, that sounds really fun. And I think he is in a Pat Benatar cover band now, if I'm not mistaken. So I think he's living his best life. He was never really much of a city person, it seemed like.
Well, that's the other thing is there are almost zero benefits to being in a city as a human being. Let me extrapolate. Is that like there's more traffic, more health issues. Technically, it is without services to get clean water is almost impossible. Like all those things where you're going like waste, everything you're going, like living away from the city is more akin to my perspective, how things should have been. But at the same time, it's more convenient to be able to just order something off Amazon Prime.
Well, historically speaking, the big benefit with cities was like economic, opportunities.
But it's economic opportunities for who, right?
Industrial revolution, this communism, that capitalism, this. That's not for today. We've talked about it before, and we'll talk about it again later. But
I'm sure we will.
Not for today. So yeah, I always do remember fondly when I put on a band T-shirt being an obvious plagiarism, and I remember like in the latter days of that, I was in voice lessons for a little bit. And I don't know if I've told this story before, but my voice teacher was diabolical. She's like, okay, you have to, the songs. My goal is to teach you to expand your range and be a better singer. Right. So I'm going to teach you new songs that do that. So he starts with Feeling Good, the Michael Bublé song, which is doable, right? Then he does Killer Queen, and then he does Don't Stop Me Now, also by Queen. And it's like, for people who haven't listened to these songs, go listen to them and weep for me, because those were not easy to, I thought I was gonna die, man. I'm like, what's wrong with you? He's like, okay, now does everything else seem easier? And I go, yeah. And he goes, okay, my job's done. Good luck. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I forgot that voice teacher's name, but wherever you are, voice teacher, I hope you're being just as insane as with your students now as you were, 10 plus years.
Like, I feel, you know what though, perspective is a valid form of training and education, right? It's like, well, that's a lot harder, isn't it? Budweiser is making microbrews made from melted snow plowed up.
I don't believe you. That's stupid.
Hey, but it's kind of believable these days. It's a collector's edition. It tastes like monkey urine. DC's football team should be called the bureaucrat.
I mean, the reason it's Commanders is like Commander-in-Chief Herder, like, duh. That, yeah.
Weird fact. My second music teacher also taught Sinead O'Connor. Oh my God.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
I've been married to her for 10 years, together for 18. First I'm hearing this shit. I don't.
Talk to her about it after, and let's talk about it in the next episode. Also, why didn't we have Victoria on this? This would have been fun.
Because Victoria hates me. That's why.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Like a good wife. She hates her husband. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I invited Katie on because we were talking. Remember that episode where we talked about junk food? And she was like, "Why didn't you have me on for that? That's perfect." I'm like, "You want to do a part 2?" She's like, "Nah." So I get it.
It's very funny that there's a lot of people who are like, "Hey, how come you didn't include me?" I'm like, "Oh, would you like to be included?" They're like, "Yeah, let me know." And I'm like, "Well, no, I don't do that. You let me know when you want to come on, and I'll just have you on." And they're like, "Oh, okay, I'll let you."
You should be like, what days do you have open? I like being the Wizard of Oz, not Glinda.
I mean,
perfect way to describe it. Well done. So yeah, then comedy, and I think in college I would take breaks on comedy, but it was never gone forever.
Yeah.
It was always like, okay, I'm off on, my finals are over, I'm gonna do it again. I don't believe that counts.
Hilariously, Victoria and I went with another couple to a comedy show at one of the local comedy clubs. And as soon as I walked in, like a couple people were like, "Hey." I'm like, "Hey." And then one guy's like, "Dino, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "I'm in the audience." They're like, "Why?" I'm like, "Double date. That's what we're doing." And they're like, he's like, "All right, nice seeing you though." I'm like, "Oh, nice seeing you too." And then
would you have taken a spot if they're like, "You want to do some time?" Or would that have been like too weird? Immediately.
with no hesitation whatsoever. So like I fought to try and get space at a real comedy club. And every time, sorry, somebody's calling me. That's weird. And I never got spots. So it was weird. I don't know what the hell is going on with my phone. It just all of a sudden just started ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing. Weird. It's a ghost, probably. But yeah. So it's always one of those weird things where like I've always wanted to do that, and I'm like, every time I've gone up for a paid gig, I kill it because audience does they've done 90% of the work. They're like, "I've paid to make me laugh. Please make me laugh." And I'm like, "I'm fat," and they're like, "Nah, you're fat." And I'm like, "That's just very simple. It's not a complex thing." Do you like Redskins, Washington Commanders? If not, what team do you like? You don't have a favorite team? Would you think the Washington Redskins? I mean, I don't really care about the favorite team. In other words, like, I'm closest to the Buffalo Bills, but they're not I was more into football when the Bills went to Jim Kelly was their guy in charge, quarterback. And like they went to the Super Bowl like 3 times and then failed 3 times. So
that's sad.
It's a rough, man. You're going like, because like that's a lot of work to get to the end and then shit the bed and you're like, "Fuck, man." It's just how it happens, right?
Yeah. Something Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, hey, hold on. Me too.
No, you're good. You only had to wear the hat the one time. Okay,
oh no. Okay. I'll for the crime. I don't have to like it. That's okay. I got a spot at a comedy store. I spilled some food on my shirt. Nice. That's hilarious.
One thing that bothers me about the Comedy Store for the main stage is that the light is a little blue star all the way off to your left that's neon in a room full of neon. So like usually when you get the light, it's a flashlight. It's a in like this one comedy club I go to, it's a big red neon bar without any other neon. Like it's very hard to miss. Right?
Yeah.
Comedy Store is way the fuck over here, right off to the side.
Why would
and it's like you have to be paying attention like constantly. Okay, there it is. And I feel like you're set up to fail in that respect.
I you know what? I remember going to a show and we were talking to the guys about running the light, and I'm like, bro, running the light is disrespectful. Like, there's no question. I'm like, speaking of, I'm going up. Where is the light? They're like, oh, you can't miss it. Don't worry, you're good. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. I'm looking the entire time at the guy, like thinking, like, hey man, where's the light? And then all of a sudden he starts like and flicking it off and off. And I'm like, where was my warning? What are you doing? Like,
yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, you ran the light. I'm like, no, you ran the light, jackass. I'm like, you didn't give me a warning. How am I supposed to wrap things up? I'm like, all of a sudden you just click a million times. Yeah. Why don't you do your job?
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, and then having it off to the side, you're like, oh, you're just
it should be in front of you in some way. Having to go like this to be constantly aware or like move further back in the stage so it's like more in your field of vision is
yeah.
Sorry.
Like, I'm at a point right now where people go, okay, you got 6 minutes. And I'll go, okay. And then I'm pretty good that I'll be in and around 6 minutes when I get off.
Yeah.
And I just like, okay. I get off. I'm like, how long was it? They're like 6:02. I'm like, oh, great.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fairly confident in my ability to have like I know what about 5 minutes is, but like, come on, just especially when it's new material and you don't know how long it's going to take. And
well, I think it's more risky if you have more like audience interaction because that is time consuming, and then you're kind of going, I don't know what's happening, right? Yeah. But see that this is the thing too, is like the nuances of public speaking in relation to comedy are massive, but also like just great experience. Like, and the only way you can get better at it is by failing more. Like that's the weirdest thing is that. Like, explain that to somebody where you're going, oh, you have to keep on failing. And they're like, what do you mean? They're like, yeah, you have to never stop failing. As soon as you stop failing, you're not working hard enough, which is like, it sounds so backwards, but it's very accurate.
If you told the quitting basketball aged Atlas that's what he would end up doing for over a decade of his life, he would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's 9. He knows what curse words are. But stand up. I had, I've taken either like breaks because of school or more recently, it's just been, ever since the pandemic, it's been more like a hobby, like meeting you on the shows and, doing World Series of Comedy and stuff like that, where it was just like, I'm not trying to make it anymore. I'm just doing it because I like it. So in a way, it has turned it into a failed side quest because I've stopped doing it for a specific purpose and started doing it for something else. And while doing that, I do it less.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped completely.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of a muscle you have to keep on exercising, right? So like I gave Erica Rhodes her light last night and then she started killing and did an extra 35 minutes. Yeah, like that's the weirdest thing where you're going like all of a sudden if you start killing it, all right, but 35 minutes. Oh, that hurts. Thank you for we appreciate your comments and thank you. It means a lot. But yeah, like this is one of those things where I perceive going back to hobbies like my Lego building and stuff like that and comic books and all those things are like they're also a way to kind of touch base with normal. Like doing this as well. You're like, hey, I get a sense of normalcy of just, not being a complete fucking weirdo like I am on a daily basis. But, it's one of those things where I think is still beneficial. I think on the grand scheme of things. What do you think?
Yeah, like it's just kind of a part of who we are at this point. um, which is, can you call it a side quest at that point? My New Year's resolution last year was to finish the book, meaning the script for my teacher musical. I got 4 songs, the lyrics for 4 songs, and the like basic plot and the names of characters. It's something, but I failed my resolution. I think I just went to expected too much of myself.
So yes and no. I think it's it was a great show. You're welcome. Thanks. I think also too, New Year's resolutions are horrible things, right?
Yeah, they are.
Because they are the way I like to do New Year's is discussing where we failed last year and what we're gonna put into place to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's from the Rockefellers. It's not mine.
Really?
Yeah.
How
did we fail last year, and what are we doing to make sure that never happens again? And that, because the thing about a New Year's resolution brings you nothing but sorrow, right?
Yes.
Because either you do the thing and it doesn't go the way you want, or you don't do the thing and then you feel bad because you failed. And you're like, wait, you can't fail at not doing something, right? Whereas you're going, hey, if over the last year you're like, you know what, I've been meaning to do that and I haven't. Okay, how am I going to fix that? You say, you know what, I'm going to try and set aside X amount of time every week, or at least put a reminder in my phone. And I've put reminders in my phone, be like, every 2 weeks, remember to do this, remember to do this. And it's just a little thing that you're like, you know what, kind of just listen. Sometimes you are, sometimes you aren't. The no gaming guy, hi, I'm late. That's all right. Just make sure you're not pregnant.
Okay. You can always watch the recording later, or when this comes out on Friday, you can listen to it wherever you get podcasts.
You can watch an old one, watch a new one. You can watch whatever you want. It's your Sunday too, right?
Yes. I think also with New Year's resolutions, it's this turns into a New Year's episode, kind of, in a way.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Well, that's fair.
But I think because a lot of New Year's resolutions are just, I'm going to do X thing more or X thing less. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to go to the gym more. What the fuck does more mean? I like Dino's beard. Well, thanks, asshole. I'm kidding.
I like. Hey, see that? Hey, it's not that his beard isn't bad, but mine's actually just graying up, and yeah. I've had more than a few people who are like, you should start dyeing your beard, and I'm like, I really don't want to do that. I don't think so.
It works for you, I think.
I was going to quit stand up now. I think I'm just going to go stronger the next year, as you should. Jim, you're funny at least.
I think
there's nothing worse than people who
more concrete goals, right? Where instead of like, I'm going to go to the gym more, be like, I should go to the gym 2 times a week for this many months, or from now till whatever, just like a number.
I like cheese, but I'm allergic to y'all's background. Oh, hey, listen,
his background or my background?
Respect my wooden background, sir. This is a generational
Gen
thing.
X wood paneling,
yeah.
And then this is like millennial white ass apartment in the background.
Perfect.
Wow, that worked out perfectly, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Is this old man background, young man background? It's fine. See, that's the best part of it is you're going, you know what? How am I going to improve? Like for me, I've been on a weight loss journey since 2021. I am getting healthier step by step. I'm having things happen in my life that are like, hey, you know what? Things went off the rails. I'm like, yeah, but you know what? Not as bad as it used to be, and I'm not, in danger, and getting back on track and stuff like that. I don't feel like a failure every year. But every time I push a little harder, I get a little more done. Then I usually hurt my back, which is normal. And then I have to take a couple weeks off to recover. And then I start all over again, which I did hurt my back earlier this week. And I've been icing it the whole time. So what do you call them? Oh, come on.
Just don't. It's stupid.
I'm actually watching this in an old folks home. You should ask some of the old ladies to be like, hey, I got my single friends here. You want to talk to them? And just bring them in and see what happens. You never know what might happen. It'll be funny.
It'd be like talk radio at that point.
Listen, I am A-okay with that. But that's I was so close. Jim, don't say that kind of stuff. Not appropriate.
People listening to this in the future are gonna be like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
Well, you gotta subscribe on YouTube and you can see it. That's how it works.
Sometimes we comment on the live feed. That's why.
Fun fact: I will eat your hat. That is a weird statement. I lost a bet. That's why it has the little Canadian embroidery and everything on there. Is because it was Los Angeles versus Toronto in the World Series, and Toronto lost. So the punishment is an LA Dodgers hat.
And then if Toronto had won, I'd be wearing a Toronto hat. I wish I learned earlier in life that making mistakes aren't the issue. It's what you do to fix the mistakes that are an important thing. That is a great piece of wisdom, Victoria.
Well, it's also like the whole idea that people think you're like, oh, I'm not going to make mistakes. What? Are you out of your fucking mind? That is, I think that is one of the most differentiating factors between being an old fuddy-duddy like myself and Jim versus being a young, youthful person is that you're like, I don't make mistakes. You're like, then you're not trying hard enough.
No. Yep.
Because if you're not making mistakes, you're not learning anything new. If you're not learning anything new, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're going backwards. And that is when you realize, oh my God, I'm so far behind. You're going, damn it. Right. And then you're in a boat like me where I'm like, my only hope to become a gazillionaire now is to open an OnlyFans account. It's coming. Don't worry. It's going to happen.
I spent my life trying to be perfect, and in doing well in work and school, sort of wish I made more mistakes to learn more. The Wizard of Oz is on point tonight.
Yeah. I spent my life trying to be perfect and doing well in work and school and sort of wish it. Yeah. Well, don't worry. We're still alive and we can still make lots of mistakes. That's the best part.
I remember this bit from Patton Oswalt that stuck with me and will likely stick with me as I become a parent in the future, whenever that is. And he's like, your parents loved you and they completely screwed up.
Yeah.
They're screwing everything up. I'm screwing everything up. I'm sure I'll find out in 20 years, but I'm reading the latest books and I'm sure they're all wrong. Like, perfect.
Painfully wrong. This is why, and like one of the best things to do is to teach your offspring to be able to stop and think about stuff. And actually, like one of the biggest things that are I guess in danger of disappearing is the idea of being able to critically think. And I'm sure you see this all the time in schooling where people are just like, there's a certain time when you just put your head down and follow the rules. Okay. That is just life. It's not great. It's just how life is sometimes. But at the same time, there is a huge amount of history of people going, well, I was just doing what I was told. And you're going, that's not enough.
They had trials about that. It didn't go well for those people.
And the trials didn't go as well as they should have.
That's true.
To be honest.
Should have been
so
more.
there are a lot of parts in history where things have happened, things that are happening even right now that should have never even existed. Right. And that's because people just, well, I did what I was told. I was told that this is okay. So I did it. And you're going, that's a failure of society, mankind, principles, morals, whatever you want to call it. But that's the thing is if you're not out there trying new things and the worst thing is when people are trying to be like, no, you're fine. You're like, no, I'm not okay. Right. And they're like, no, it's okay. And you're going, it's being not okay is part of how you grow. Right. But you have to realize that you're not okay either. Right. Like I remember my dad passed and people were like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not okay. I'm not okay, but I'm here. I'm trying. That's the best I got. Right. It's also because following the rules is easy. You don't need to think of it. Yeah. But
point. Yeah. And then there's people like, okay, so I just want to tell this story because it's funny. It is a well-known fact that the last day before a break in a school, or the last couple days before a break in school, kids do some dumb shit, right?
Yeah.
The teachers are like already kind of on like autopilot because they're like, I've turned the grades in already.
Yeah.
Don't do anything stupid. And the kids do something stupid because they're kids. I have this kid in my class, the seniors, and he's a smart kid, but he's like he's trying to be the class clown and he's not very good at it. And And the reason for this is his older sister, who I have met one time.
Yeah.
They told me that like she was like an AP student, like she was taking all APs. So to him, as the younger brother, he's like, if I can't be the smart one, I'll be the funny one. And
that logics. Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
Oh.
I had to be the funny one because my sister was the smart one. So
Yeah.
I this kid. The last day before winter break, in the past, he likes to do this prank where he hits the test ringer button on my classroom phone to make it's raining. Okay. I pick it up and there's nothing there. Ha got you, Mr. Novak.
You've been duped.
Yeah. But I know how it works now, so I wait for the second ring always before I like turn around and go over there.
Yeah.
Today, like the last day, we're about getting ready to leave. He hits it and then picks it up, and I'm like, Rowie, put it down. We're leaving. So he puts it down, and we leave. Turns out he called 911, and then hung the phone up, and we all left for lunch. So then they wanted to come check on us. And yeah. So
hold on.
I had to explain that to my principal, like the exact order of events, and then as like during fourth period, which is my prep period, so I'm like walking up to give them the like, here's your finalized grade book because we're going on break. I'm going to give that to the office, and I see them like pulling him out of whatever he had for fourth period for class. I'm like, 6 hours later, you could have just been on winter break, but no, you had to do some dumb shit.
But that's dumb shit. Okay, here's the real lesson: do dumb shit that have no consequences attached to them. Okay, don't throw a rock onto the highway. Throw it into a river. Very simple. Okay, because one, you may kill somebody, and then your life is ruined, and you ruin someone else's. Alternatively, you're still going to get ruined. You throw it into a river, splash. That's it.
I don't really know what happened to him because like this was near the end of the day and I was leaving after that.
They probably just put the fear of God in him.
I'll find out when we come back from break. But live your life in a way that when you like someone calls you and is like, I know what you did last summer. You're like,
ate a lot of cheese
around and play video games, and then it's like, I'm new at this, and then hangs up. Like,
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. All that is to say, like with what we were saying about like to be able to critically think versus follow the rules.
Yeah.
You can pull pranks on your teachers, just don't do it in a way that's going to have that kind of consequence.
As soon as your teacher has to report to somebody else, they will happily not push you. They will throw you under the bus because you're a dipshit. It's that simple because it's their career versus you being an idiot.
Yeah.
Hold on. What games y'all playing? Nothing. I got mine off Amazon. Where did you get your mic? I think I bought mine.
Amazon also.
Yeah, it was like a package thing. You can buy them with the arm and everything. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, this came with the arm. The boot or the pop filter I had to get myself though.
Yeah, mine came with a little sock. I got braces and an expander or hurts. Yeah, listen, I have heard about that. Did you have braces growing up?
Twice. For different reasons.
Oh, Jesus.
The first time was just the top, and it was because my two front teeth got knocked out when I was little, and then they came in weird, so they had to fix those. And then the second time was to make room for my wisdom teeth, and then the wisdom teeth got impacted anyway, so it was for no reason.
Damn. See, for me, I've never had braces. My teeth are relatively straight. The only how is these two teeth go behind my front teeth, so like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then shit like that, but... Somebody was like, you should get adult braces. I'm like,
no.
Why? Why would I do that? Are we going to talk about I just wanted to put up this thing. Are we going to talk about how pretty Dino's beard is? He is cool. I mean, I appreciate that greatly. I've been,
you know what the failed side quest is when you shaved that one time? That was a failed side quest.
Yeah. It was too soon. I shaved early. You know what? I was like, I've lost a lot of weight. Let's see how it looks. Did not look good. It did not look good. I was accused of all sorts of horrible things. And you know what? It was nice. But you know what? Next time, if I ever shave my beard again after the fucking tongue lashing I got from everybody, if I do, I will be chiseled underneath. My teeth starting falling out, and now I like country mister. I feel like Jim has allowed a monkey to start typing his comments. How dare you, Jim? I don't know. Like, and this is one of the things is pushing boundaries, I think, are also a luxury of youth that you immediately that faucet turns off as soon as you hit 18. So like knowing that, like, so up here, I'm sure you guys have something similar. There's like a Young Offenders Act where everything that happens before the age of 18 kind of gets swept under the rug unless it's really, 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 really bad. And I'm like, man, if I known that, I would have stolen more cars and done more drugs as a youth. And because then you hit 18 and you're like, oh yeah, you can't do anything. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? And they're like, yeah, no, nothing. You can't do nothing. Don't even fart around people. They'll charge you with assault. And you're like, bullshit.
I think a good lesson to take from this episode is that failed side quests are kind of part of what it is to grow, like be growing up and be becoming a person. Yeah. And honestly, if you don't have at least a few by the time you're 30, go try some shit. Like,
yeah,
even if there are so many that I didn't mention on the show today because they were just like a one-day thing that I gave a shot at. Gardening, definitely not my thing. Like stuff like that. It's again part of what it is to be a person. And especially coming from the participation trophy generation, we didn't ask for those. That we were the fucking boomers gave them to us. I remember getting participation trophies and be like, wow, this tastes salty like my tears because
100%. Yeah.
This is like talking down to us, being like, here's a trophy. We didn't win anything. I'm 6 and I know that. You know?
It's even worse when everyone else is getting an award. And then because so we had participation, and it was essentially a bunch of physical things you had to do. And if you didn't hit like what was gold, silver, and bronze was like, so you could jump this far, you could run this fast, like as long as you were within these minutes. And then if you didn't get either of those, you got a participation award. And I only got participation awards, and I'm like, this is stupid. Okay, like
yeah, it is stupid.
Well, ultimately, too, you're given a participation award, but then not told how to improve. Right, which like that is also one of the biggest things is if you don't like something, you have to figure out how to fix it, right? But if you don't like something and you're just like, I don't like it, who cares? It's like it's this weird thing where if you don't care about stuff, nobody else is going to care for you, right?
Yeah.
So you have to actively do stuff.
When you're little, you don't really have the words to express why you don't like something, right?
Also an issue.
So still, it's also funny that for a lot of those like sports when you're a kid, the reason you might suck is just like you're less farther along in puberty than someone is, or someone is in puberty and you're not, and like the answer is next year you'll probably be better at it. Like you'll be working on the skills more of like how to play this sport, but also you'll be 3 inches taller, so that'll probably help. Like it's a weird thing to say to a kid, so you're just kind of like, just keep working at it, you'll be fine. Like
I remember in school we were in like grade 7 and 8, and one guy he was really small. He was like maybe 4 feet, and he wasn't hitting his growth spurt, and everyone else was. And then he switched schools for a couple of years, and then came back, and he's like, I finally hit my growth spurt. I'm like, you're 5'4". Who cares? I felt so bad because I'm just like, I'm 6'2", and he's like, I hit my growth spurt. I'm like, you still look like a baby. What are you about it? Congratulations. Who cares? Right?
No.
So, yeah, no, it was
pour one out for the short kings. That's so hilarious and sad.
It was because like even my second oldest brother, he was 5'6" in like grade 7, which was like he was huge for grade 7s, and then he never grew again. So right where it's
I was like 5 foot until 11th grade, and then I was 6 foot. And
till 11th grade. Jesus, that's a long one. I was
within a year. It was just like over like 10th grade that was happening.
In grade 8 I was 5'10". By grade 9 I was about 6 feet. By the time I graduated I was 6'2". And that was just like, all right. It was weird. Puberty is weird in and of itself. So
definitely.
I don't know what. Okay, so here's a question.
I should really make a playlist of just all the episodes where we talk about puberty or like why middle school sucks.
That sounds dangerous. Here's a question for you. Out of all the side quests, hobbies you tried, things like that, what is one that you'd go back to?
I think that, well, technically there's one I'm already going back to, which is theater, because was a theater kid in high school, didn't do anything in college. Stand-up kind of counts, but not really. And then now I'm like studying theater and trying to write a musical, but the theater part is from a different angle, where like before it was acting and then now it's writing.
Fair.
So yeah, I guess theater is the answer. You?
Interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to get back into doing physical sports. One of my goals. So in my journey of becoming healthier, one of them was to be able to do a chin up. Another one was be able to grab a basketball rim again, because I did it when I was in my youth. So it's not like I don't have it. I just have to retrain. Do you like M&Ms, the peanut butter kind? I've tried the peanut butter kind. I do like peanut M&Ms. If you give me non-peanut M&Ms and go, hey, you want some M&Ms? I'd be like, what are these? They're like M&Ms. They're like, no. They're peanuts, or they're not M&Ms. So just,
I was gonna say the peanut butter kind, isn't that just peanut M&Ms? Like once you start eating it, it becomes peanut butter M&Ms.
Also true. I feel like
unless you're like swallowing them whole, weirdo.
Oh, that's reckless. Don't swallow peanut M&Ms whole. That is, don't do that. That's good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm trying to get back into my physical. That has been my biggest thing, but then also I'm tempted I might get back into music, just because I love music. I've never been good at playing music, but at the same time,
I feel like with the big hands, you would be fucking awesome at piano. Like
I go 11 keys.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. I'm some sort of man octopus.
Honestly, like try the thing I did and like just try learning the songs that you want to learn, like of music you like. You don't have to be like, oh, I must start with Chopin. No, like fucking
I'm gonna learn November Rain. Who's our wedding song?
Yeah, or like the fucking keyboard solo from Boston or something like that. Like
it's not bad. Also, it's Rush Day. If anyone wants to ask, I've been tagged.
Yes, happy Rush Day as we're recording this on December 21st, 2112.
There you go. I had no idea that was a thing, and I'm Canadian, so hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's like Star Wars Day. It's just because the numbers line up. That's it.
Yeah. In the meantime, well, this is going to be coming out on Boxing Day, so
it is. Oh yeah, that's true.
So, Christmas. In the meantime, I guess I hope everyone had an enjoyable Christmas, whatever. I don't know. Days off with family. I hope nobody got shot. That's what I hope. So
enjoy Boxing Day, the day where we all celebrate Logan Paul getting punched in the gut. Best kind of boxing. Yeah.
I missed watching it live. We were doing a rewatch of Solar Opposites because it just came out with the 5th season. So it's fantastic. It's a hilarious show because like humans suck, and you're like,
The Wall is the best part of that show.
We're just watching part of The Wall where they stole Cherry's daughter.
Yeah.
Like, you sons of bitches. It's fun. It's great. So, all right. Anything else you want to plug? Anything going on?
What's it called? The just about the Logan Paul thing. The funniest thing I saw was they took a picture of him where he's like in fear of his opponent, and then they kind of superimpose, the hamster that's like like that meme. I'll see if I can find it and send to you, but like it's perfect. They got
the fact was he there's a reason there are weight classes. And people were like, oh, he didn't get outboxed. He was just, his opponent was too big. And you're like, that's called stupidity. Okay. I have been in fights like that.
The same weight class, he just had longer reach, his opponent. Why am I forgetting his opponent's name?
I don't know. But I'd rather forget Jake Paul's name. So, but like his opponent was not only taller, bigger, stronger, more talented. Why would you fight? Hey, I've had those experiences. Someone's like, you want to go? And I'm like, okay. And they've hit me and I'm like, oh, this is going to hurt real bad. And then I manhandled them. And you're going, yeah, don't do that. Don't, there's a reason their weight class is for your safety, not for their safety. So, I can't have peanut M&Ms because I have braces and exasperation. Oh, I didn't think about that.
Oh,
won't the peanut butter still get everywhere?
Probably.
Maybe it's a sign to I haven't had peanut M&Ms. I just finished the last of our Halloween candy, and it was because I was high as a kite, and I was like, peanut M&Ms, and I ate them, and then it's all gone. I'm like, perfect, I have succeeded. But yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for watching Generation Dan. If you want to help the show out, leave a like, leave a comment, tell a friend, subscribe. If you want to follow us, it's at Generation Dan on all the social medias, on your Instagrams and such, on YouTube. You can follow me at Atlas Novak on all of those same places, as well as TikTok. I mostly do things about musicals and being a teacher and having epilepsy, and yeah, for funsies. You can check out my other show, Nexus at Night, which is about the trading card game Card Fight Vanguard. That's Fridays at 7 p.m. Pacific on YouTube. How about you, good sir?
I am at Dino the Genetic Marvel everywhere. I'm just documenting my exciting life of things that my wife lets me do. That's basically it. Yeah. Yeah. So it's just trying new stuff, eating stuff, going places, doing things. It's always fun. But yeah, follow me. Tell me what you want me to do. I have a few friends who let me know restaurants that I'm going to try out. So I try and order from them and see how they are and give them a good idea of what's what. But hey, I'm here experiencing life the best I can. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, everyone, and we will see you soon. Later.
Bye.